gospels over there.
Yeah, it was good.
You're even on Wikipedia.
Yeah, someone told me.
Yeah, I jumped on the day and went, Ngariki, and it come up, first thing come up was drummer for Rose Tattoo.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm done now.
something happened.
I don't know. Okay.
Wasted time.
Great song.
I just used to listen to that and just cry my eyes out. It was so fucking raw. That when it gets into the last bit, never get this far, boy. When he starts getting up there, I never thought you'd let it get this far, boy. I just be going, oh God, I never thought you would either.
Yeah. We're live.
Hey?
I believe we're live.
Nah.
We are.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
You can't?
I'm going.
You done?
I'm going.
So thanks for tuning in. Ngariki's done.
It's been great.
No. We've been having a chin wag while we're waiting for that awesome song. We got the guitarist, the drummer, singer, bass player, songwriter, all-round super musician, superhuman, Justin Ngariki.
Enrique. That's a setup.
No, we got Justin Ngariki here at their humble little studios. Welcome to our humble studio.
Thanks very much.
Beladesh Music, and mate, thanks for coming in.
No, couldn't wait, mate. It's good.
I ran into the pub at the Wicker and I said, we're doing a thing weekly. Let's have a chat. And you went, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There was no, maybe. I'll
call me
you.
agent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
call me agent.
it's just, let's do it.
Call me people. There's none of that business.
And he turned up on time. And we've been having a chin wag and a beer and...
On time. I want everyone out there to make a note of that. I was on time.
He was he on? Yeah, he was. He was on time.
Yeah.
We were late and he was organised, so...
It's never happened before.
That's great. It's always the first. I'm glad it happened to you. Awesome. We're going to have a chat to Justin for the next hour, half hour, hour or so, generally about an hour.
Cool.
And talk about all things creative industries, the man himself. So I'm going to start with the simple question that I start with every week. Let's talk about Justin Ngariki. Tell us about Justin Ngariki.
You want me to tell you about me?
You tell me about you.
I'm a simple man. I guess I was born in Maitland. A lot of people don't know that. I was born in Maitland.
Oh.
Grew up in primarily Raymond Terrace. A fact for which I'm very proud. Got into, I suppose, the drums when I was about 9 and drifted into guitar and singing and got stuck there because no one else wanted to sing and I only wanted to play the drums, but it got sort of taken out of my hands because the pool of available musicians in the terrace at the time was pretty small. So if you can carry a tune in any way, you're going to be pushed up the front. We'll just find someone to play the drums. And so I just been kind of hanging around the microphone and trying to get back on the drums every chance I can get. That's my whole story.
That's it.
That's
Drums, singing, Maitland, Raymond Terrace, frontman.
I think everything else is just filigree. You know, they're just daily things that happen. Yeah, but that's basically me. Yeah, born in Maitland, raised in Raymond Terrace, play drums, guitar, and bass, and sing a bit, and that's life. And you know, children and dogs and all the other normal stuff. Yeah,
It used to be normal.
yeah.
It's still normal because I've been saying this for weeks. Everyone's going, oh yeah. But to me, every day above the soil is a good day. Regardless of the crap that's going on. It's we're all alive.
Or the right side of the grass, as my old man would say.
Yeah, same but different.
Yeah. No, there's adventure everywhere if you're inclined to seek it. It's everywhere.
I'll add to the music type of thing. I've introduced you as a multi-instrumentalist. What is your primary instrument? Is it the drums? Is that like you to a T?
No.
Because I'm glad you said no, because I knew who you were, because I'm just a figment of everyone's imagination.
Yeah.
They know the name, but they have no idea who I am. I knew who you were, and I never saw you until I was probably 15 years ago, and you played a little quartet with High Horse.
Oh yeah.
At the junkyard.
Right.
And Smitty, Dax, Disco, whatever you want to call him, one of my good mates. Got to watch this Ngariki bloke. Yeah, I know, I've heard of him. He's pretty good. And I was absolutely gobsmacked.
Right.
You're playing guitar.
Yeah.
You know, and you're wailing.
Right.
So, what is your chord? Do you have... Because I'm a singer-songwriter. I think I can sing well. I think I play guitar well. I write songs, but I'm no good at any of them. Individually.
Yeah.
What's your core instrument?
My brain.
Your brain.
Yeah.
So at any given day, your brain says, "I'm good at this. That's who I am."
No, what I mean by that is I'm not better at any of those instruments. One compared to the other, but given the opportunity, I'll take any of them on. You know, any chance I get, and I just enjoy letting my mind kind of go where it wants to go, and I don't know, I think it's a lot of fun, and I don't think the instrument you're on matters at all. Like really, I don't think it makes any difference.
Okay.
People say, "Oh, I see you play guitar and I see you play drums, and how do you do that?" And I'm going, "Well, I'm not doing anything. It's the same thing."
Yeah, yeah.
You've got a role to play, and
you're disciplined enough to learn your part.
yeah, you learn your part, and that's not hard. That's just time, and yeah, I don't mean like I'm super smart or anything. I just mean I've got a certain sort of freedom where I relish the opportunity to take on anything if offered, or create an opportunity if one's not being offered.
Yep.
You know, I just like the challenge. I like playing, and I don't care what instrument it is.
Yep.
Because it really makes no difference.
Do you get people ring you up and say, "Can you come play drums for me?" You'll say, "Yeah." "Can you come play guitar?" "Yeah." "I'd like you to come and sing on this track." "Yeah." You just go with it.
But I mean, there's levels of multi-instrumentals too. I mean, our mate Robbie Long, you know, he plays all the instruments I play plus these ones, you know, and then our mate Jason Bone, he plays all the instruments I play plus these ones.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's levels of that too. Like I've really focused down onto the sort of the four, if you include singing, 4 main things I do. But there's levels of that too, and then you might talk about our mate Sue Carson, who
Carson's great.
she does all kinds of things, you know, that I'm not even close to. You know, like really, I just like letting my mind run free, and in whatever paddock they're putting me in at that day. You know, I just love it. I think it's cool
because and you probably hear it around the traps and around town and whatnot. But you know, Ngariki's playing here tonight. Oh, what's he doing? What instrument's he playing? And, you know, just turn up because the guy's good. I've actually seen you play the drums and the little MIDI keyboards and sing at the same time.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Well, again, you wouldn't want to separate any of those things. Because, like, you know, as you're saying, you know, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at those things. I'm not great at them, but combine them. That's the package, you know. Well, I'm playing drums and keyboards and singing at the same time. If you isolated any of them things, it's going.
Depends on the context.
Yeah,
of course. That's awesome. Oh well, there you go. We've learned a little bit about Justin's. I think I'll put in a nutshell that you're not real smart, but you try hard and you're dedicated to doing what you do. That's one of my favourite sayings.
And I can lift heavy things.
And you're not smart, but you lift heavy things. The beer's heavy. It's nice. Yeah. What about if anyone out there's got a question I want to ask Justin, fire it in the comments box, and Wes will let us know. We'll ask that question, and he'll reply in kind, as long as it doesn't mean getting undressed.
Well,
we'll go with it. What is after? After 7:30 when Big God goes to bed.
Let's not be hasty.
Yeah.
Let's not be hasty.
What about your musical background, mate? Tell me about your musical background. I mean, you've told us about the instrument, what you grew up. Let's feed off influences.
Yeah, well, it was a good house because I'd have Dad listening to, he'd be into Joe Cocker, for instance, Joe Cocker.
Yep.
And he would sing every night with a guitar in the lounge room. And so there'd be all the stuff. Mum would listen to Cook Island music. So I got a lot of that. And my siblings are like 7, 8, 9 years older. So I kind of, when I was able to, as soon as I was able to put the needle down, I was into their stuff, which was like, could be Black Sabbath, it could be Billy Joel or Girls' School or Motorhead. Just, Jan and Dean, like just everything, and so being the age they were, they had a ready supply of music, so I was just getting everything. AC/DC was that was a big one. There was definitely a consensus about AC/DC. I would say, I reckon AC/DC might have been the biggest thing.
They're pretty big in everyone's musical
Yeah.
influence. It's a pretty hard
Yeah.
thing to not say.
Yeah, I reckon I was just really tuned in at a young age too. I was dissecting music from as early as I can remember, and separating instruments and contemplating the spaces all the different instruments occupied, and so it was everything I heard, but AC/DC was the first thing I really kind of zoned in on, and I'm still basically that person, I think. And then we got right into, me and my mates, we were right into Metallica and Megadeth and Suicidal Tendencies and that kind of late 80s kind of thrash scene. We were doing a lot of that. Anthrax and Iron Maiden was very important. But then I started branching out and I started finding my own stuff, and I remember just listening to Elvis, just Elvis, for about 3 months, every day, over and over again. Just this one Elvis tape, just going Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. And then I listened to the Beach Boys every day for 4 months, you know.
I used to go to bed at night. Two things there. I used to go to bed at night. Back then there was no earphones or anything. You just had the cassette deck and press play. I used to go to sleep listening to the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that surfing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a skateboard. And I used to think I could surf on the concrete. But
Right. Could you?
Many injuries.
Could you,
no,
Lenny?
many
Nah.
injuries. No, not at all. And then the other one was Elvis. I remember my Aunt Trish visiting when I was a young fella and when he died. And Mum and Dad were on their knees in front of the telly crying profusely. Like, it was like, what's going on? What? Elvis has died.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's like, wow. And then Elvis was non-stop.
Right.
And my favourite moment was Slade.
Yeah.
My stepdad, but I call him Dad, used to listen to Slade.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of
Good
profanity
taste.
coming, but I remember coming home from school and cranking the vinyl. There was this song there, I cannot remember the name of it, but it goes, if we don't beat you, then someone else.
Oh no, that was
will.
Sweet.
The Sweet.
Yeah.
And Mum would come home. She go, Dad, stop playing that music for Lenny. You can't be listening to that music. And then I was hooked, and then and then I hit the heavy stuff after that too. But that's the Sweet. Yeah, ding ding. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing the diversity that you've grown up.
Oh, and you know, like actually another amazing period was going into the Salvation Army and finding Sweet Fanny Adams' Sweet album at quite a young age, and taking it home, putting the needle down on that, and just reeling from the explosive first song. It was called "Set Me Free." I listen to that album to this day, and just these, you know, we have these moments. You've had them, Wes has had them.
Yeah.
Everyone out there who's watching right now, both of you, has had that moment
All three of them.
where there's just something that's just stops you, you know. And I remember every single one of them. And you say it's sweet, and I have a memory. You say something, and I just have this memory of
I got one for you.
What?
Louis Roll phoned me the other night and he goes, I think we should pick 3 bands and we'll pick a few songs from each of those and then we'll sing them. We'll take it in turn singing. So my brain's gone into overdrive and I've always come back to, there's 2 songs that everyone plays, but I've got a few of their favourites that I've always wanted to play. Smokey.
I love Smokey.
I
See?
They were, and you know that thing where they, through the last 3 years, where name your top 10 albums.
What's your favourite Smokey song?
Liverpool Docks.
No, it's not my favourite.
Or
Wrong.
I wrote them down. I sent them to Lou. I got 3. I wrote Girl Can't Help It, Liverpool Docks, and what was the third one? I've had a mental blank. No, I can't remember what it was. But it's just, that's the sort of stuff that you go back and you remember.
Yeah.
And I'll always name that Montreux album. The Montreux album. It's got the Mexican girl on it.
Yeah.
It's in my top 10 albums.
It's Your
all
Life.
time.
It's Your Life is my favourite Smokey song.
Yeah.
I reckon it's untouchable. And any of you out there giggling right now, you have a listen to it, and you just try and do better. It's an amazing song.
Wild Wild Angels was the other one.
Great song.
I love it. I can hear that crank, like just big guitars and.
So we've covered Smokey, the
Sweet.
Beach Boys, Sweet, Elvis. I think we've got everything.
Good to hear it too.
Yeah.
Songwriting. You're a pretty good songwriter. I've heard some of your tunes. Wes was playing me some stuff here in the studio, and he whipped out a song, and I'm listening. I'm going, that sounds like something Justin Ngariki would write.
Yeah, right.
It is. It was you.
I wonder what it was.
How do you approach songwriting? What is it something that do you go? I'm going to write a song today, or does it just come to you? Or how do you approach it?
It has to just happen. Like, you know, I can't sit down like someone writing a book or like it's a discipline and just go, okay, I need 10 songs and then just start working, wait till something that sounds like a song comes out. Now, every time I've tried that, it's garbage. Every single time. Without fail, it's garbage.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah. And what it means though is that I don't write much anymore. Actually, I don't. I used to be very prolific, and there's hundreds of songs there, and most of them I'm quite proud of. I love them all because they came from a good place, like they came from the right place. And like, I mean, I know there's a lot of people don't really think of me as a songwriter, and that bothers me to a certain degree. But then again, I'm not out there pushing. I don't push that aspect of what I do much. I don't have the listen to me thing.
There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah, because I write them for me, you know. I write them for me. Some people think I need encouragement to do it. I don't need any encouragement to do anything.
I remember trying to. I probably wasn't the word encourage, but when we did the Basie Blues Festival, and you smashed it, you absolutely smashed it on stage. And Robbie was there, the regular crew that you gig with. And
the Bastards.
The Bastards, which we're getting to, mind you. We will bring that conversation up. But I remember you walking off stage, thanks man, thanks for doing you were really humble and all that. I said, dude, you're a freak. And you said, no, I think I'm just lazy and loose, and these guys make me look good. Quote unquote. I think that's exactly what you said.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. But it was a killer afternoon, killer set.
Oh, it was good, yeah. And we do a lot of my songs in that. And I think the lead in there was one of my tunes, and there'll be one. I think we're going to lead out with one of my tunes. Like I do write. I've got a lot of songs, but I write them to write them, just to get them written. I have no real compulsion to spread the gospel according to Justin Ngariki.
So you're not a write, record, release, tour, release.
No,
you just do it.
I don't. That doesn't sound like
it happens.
Doesn't sound like fun to me at all. That sounds like a job.
That's not. Creative industries isn't a job because if it doesn't feel like work, it's not a job.
Yeah, man. I just try and follow my compulsions, really, and that's the only reason I've been, I guess, 35 years now, maybe a bit more. But that's how long I've been sort of a professional, you know. And there was years of learning before that, but it's been a long time. I've been sort of, yeah. And writing the whole time, I just, and a lot of people think that is the mark of a true artist, you know, and maybe it is. And maybe by that definition, I'm not a true artist. And I don't give a shit what tag people want to put on me, to be honest, you know. Like, I do what I do, and if anyone doesn't like that, you know what they can do, Lenny? You know what they can do? Do you know what they can do?
I might be to tell
No,
me.
I was hoping you could tell me.
No, well, we'll just say just zone out.
Shit.
Just zone out. That's the same with everything. It took me. How long did it take you to find your voice? When I say that, the eclectic background or the diverse background, and we've all done it. We've all been through. I mean, I can say I've been through country music, surf music, hard rock, southern rock, blues. I went to country for a long time back there when I found Keith Urban. I was like, oh, hey, good, this is And then I've just come back into the southern rock thing. But it took me to the age, I think I was 39, when I said to myself, this is who I am, this is what I sound like. And it's not always the same, but you get comfortable and you lose the whole Oh, geez, that guy blows me away. He's really good, and I could never achieve that. You just grow into who you are and appreciate. That's it.
Yeah.
When did you hit that moment? Like, can you say you've hit that
Yeah,
moment?
yeah. I remember it. It was with a band called 1%. It was that's when my songs started to sound like songs. Like they started to sound like real things that I think and believe, and music that I actually want to project, you know. And that was with Dean Kerwood,
Yeah.
Brad Elliott. That was the boys in 1%, and it was a really good band, and that was all originals, and that would have been, you know what, I would like to pretend I know what year that was, but I have no idea. But I don't even know how old I was. I think I would have been about 24. 23, 24 is when I just sort of went, oh, well, and everything I've written since, now I'm 40 something, 5 I think, and every song I've written subsequently sounds like that guy.
Oh.
The songs that were written when I was 25, 20 years say, they've all sound like they've been written by the same person.
Yeah, cool.
So I'd say about 20 years ago, if that's how long ago it was.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not good with dates.
It's
Or
irrelevant.
clocks.
Someone said something the other day. The person that invented the clock, as in the watch, I know with the sundial and all
Sadistic
that
bastard.
stuff.
Yeah.
How did they know what time to set the clock? Clever
Yeah.
question. And I'm sure someone else has got the answer. If you've got it, let us know.
And you know, if they've
Totally
got the
irrelevant.
answer, they probably think it's a dumb question.
I think it's awesome.
I know it's interesting, but I don't know it's clever necessarily.
If anyone has a question for Justin, tune in, let us know. He'll prompt me and we'll try and get a funny answer or a good answer or a...
Shit one or whatever.
It doesn't matter. It'll be some sort of answer.
I love these guys.
My my beautiful mother works at Bunnings. I reckon half the population works at Bunnings. And she's always ringing me up. Have you got one of these, son? Do you need one of these, son? Have you got this, son? I bought one home. I got it at a discount. They were clearing it out. Oh, I really think you'd like it. She said, I've got these doorstops. I said, I don't need any doorstops. She said, no,
doorstops?
She said, they're Star Wars figures.
Oh.
And I said, oh, who you got? She goes, oh, this one. I said, get one of everything.
You're not doorstops.
They're supposed to be doorstops. Like this. Stand in the bottom, but they're not. They're more little.
I appreciated him before, now I'm jealous.
I'm a nut job. So I love Star Wars.
Me too. See? There you go.
It'd be good to get Chewie and Han Solo and
Yeah, it
Luke,
would be.
Leia, the C-3PO. But yeah,
No, I'm serious. I'm a serious Star Wars guy.
me too.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you watch it from 1 through to 9, or do you go 4 to 6, back to 1, 2, 3, and then 7,
I
8,
don't
9?
watch 1, 2, 3. Why would you? That's how serious I am. Why
It's
would-
just 4, 5, and 6, isn't it? It stops at Return of the Jedi.
Look, there's I can't say that. Look, there's bits in all those movies that I think are just epic bits. You know, like every single movie that I've seen has moments, and I even the second last one, you know, that was totally, you know, it was totally just stripped bare by fans. What's his name? Ryan, the director who most Star Wars fans sort of thought just didn't give a shit about what Star Wars fans wanted. Anyway, even in that, after a second watching, you know, when Snoke gets killed and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, even that, I watched it a second time and I knew all this shitty stuff that was going to happen, so I didn't notice it. And then I'm going, man, look at him, look at that. I never noticed that. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. But you know, I am an optimist, and I went in looking for good things, and I found them.
Good. No, I love the whole thing. Favourite moments, poor moments, irrelevant to me. It's just then when the next one comes out, you go and watch it.
What's your favourite one, though? What's your favourite movie?
Out of all of them?
All of them.
Well, it's the middle three, but probably like A New Hope, like the first one I ever saw.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the desert and...
Then the space.
Yep, in a sec.
And then the spaceships.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, you know,
It's pretty untouchable. But you know what? I've had a massive turnaround on Rogue. Not a turnaround. I think Rogue One is just a total killer. I think Rogue One is just...
That was the little sidekick.
Yeah.
When Disney took over.
I think that will be the last great Star Wars movie ever.
Hang on, I'm going to go on. I got it on DVD. I'm going to watch it. Not DVD.
Pure Star Wars. Anyway, hope you're having fun out there.
We knew we'd get sidetracked. We did say, let's just take this conversation. And that's the beauty of this.
That's
it's
fine.
It's slightly scripted, but it's irrelevant. It's all about the man, the myth, the magician.
The man, the myth. You sound like that Mike Tyson then.
Before we get to the cool stuff, it's all been cool, but some cool... What was that, Wes? We got a question from David. Dave Williams. G'day, Dave. Thank you for tuning in. This camera or that camera.
The Williams.
Yeah, Dave wants to know, have you got a new CD or any new music coming out?
Yes.
Talk to us.
I've started laying down beds for an EP. The EP will be titled Necessary Regression. And I think it will have 6 songs, but it might have 4 or 7. But I'll know for sure when when everything's finished, and see how the pieces fit, you know, because that's what would happen. Like, I'd get a bunch of songs together that sound like they belong together, and then I'd put out an album, and then 10 years later, I would have this other little collection of songs, sort of thing. Well, they belong together. Put something out, you know, and that's sort of how it works, and that's what this is. Some of these songs are quite old, but they're in a sort of late 70s, early 80s English pop sort of a thing, which is something I'm really into as well. And I really like a lot of that late 70s, early 80s synth stuff, and like Ultravox and all that stuff. I'm into that, but these and this stuff doesn't sound anything like any of that, but that is they're giving off that vibe for me. So it'll be out end of the year.
Necessary Regression, Dave. It's coming.
And Necessary Regression, like it's I need to do this for myself. It's totally necessary. I need to kind of go back to when shit was fun, you know, like or to a kind of music that always I find very uplifting, you know, which is that late 70s, early 80s English pop sort of a thing.
That's good.
New wave, even sort of punk new wave sort of thing. I'm Boomtown Rats and The Damned and like I said, it doesn't sound like any of those bands, but it's giving me the same feeling.
There's hints of
it is in there, and because my voice is my voice, it will drag the sound away from that era, but because I don't sound anything like any of those guys. But anyway, that's the vibe I'm sort of punching with, and that's what it is. Yeah. So yes, David, thank you very much for that.
Get ready to fill the Christmas stockings.
Yeah.
Or the
Get ready to fill your hard drive.
Yeah. What was that, Wes? We got something else? Yeah, right. Good question. Leanne Standen, awesome for tuning in. She has a cool question.
I'll be the judge of that.
I think it's a good question. Is there still anything on the Justin Ngariki to-do list?
Yeah. That list is infinitely long. It's a never-ending list of what happens.
Can you name something that comes to mind that you've always said I will eventually do?
Yeah, I think one of the longest standing things because I got into this cycle of every December I'd put on a show. I'd choose one artist and we'd go to Lazot's and I'd get a band of shit hot cats and the first one I did was Billy Joel, right? Yeah. And I know there were people just sort of going, yeah. That was the main reaction. Going, yeah. But every now and then you'd say it to someone and they go, that is a great idea. And I'm going, I know. That's why I'm doing it. So I did it, you know. And I didn't pick any mega hits. I just picked my favourite songs. And if any of those were hits, then they made the list. So... And then that started this thing, and I did a Cocker thing, I did a John Lennon thing, and I got involved in a Prince one with Robbie Long, and but the main one I want to do is the main one of those shows I want to do is a Jerry Rafferty thing. Jerry Rafferty. He's like my favourite songwriter, and he's known for that kind of sax line. In Baker Street, like he's kind of a punchline in a way, you know, like in the same way that Careless Whisper has become a punchline, you know, although probably infinitely more deserving of becoming a punchline than anything Jerry Rafferty has ever done as far as I'm concerned. But Rafferty has a long catalogue of top shelf freaky material, and I'm in love with these songs, and it's all leading up to hopefully all these shows I'm doing is to get people to trust me enough to come to a Jerry Rafferty show, because that's really where it's heading. Apart from that, whatever.
Where your mindset is at the point in time where you say now's the right time.
Yeah. That's you can't do too much that's preconceived. I can't anyway. It has to. If it doesn't come out of a place that feels kind of inspired, then I don't really give it much attention, unless there's a challenge. You know, if someone says, "Can you come and play bass in this thing?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so." Yes, I'll do it. Yeah, I need that.
Push the boundary.
I need that food.
Absolutely. We got another one. Dave Forbesy, how are you, brother? Thanks for tuning in, mate.
Full Forbes. He wants that $20. He wants that $20, doesn't he?
I saw that picture. Dave wants to know, did you get rid of the sink?
Oh, the sink.
Craig up.
That's a nice sink.
Well, I saw the post.
It wasn't very functional. The sink is about this long. It's about this wide.
I saw it upright.
Yeah, well, if you could imagine that on a side.
Probably longer than me. That's 5 foot nothing.
Okay.
5 foot nothing.
It's about that long, it's about that wide, and it's got a sink in it about that round in the middle.
Yeah.
So as a piece of, I'm guessing, late 50s, early 60s.
Historical architecture.
Yeah.
Someone will take it.
Someone has.
So there you go. Answer to the question is...
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Dave.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
And someone did suggest, you should sell that. That's worth quite a lot of money, probably.
And it went slow.
Just like, no, I don't want it to become... I'm actually quite fond of that sink, and I don't want it to become wrapped up in a transaction, or I'll feel like I've let the sink down.
Yeah, the bird bath idea, Dave said.
Yeah.
The bird bath, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was Panwella Gully.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had much luck. We did a heap of renovations here, including the studio, and we couldn't sell anything. We had so much stuff that wasn't needed, that was functional, and
right.
And in the end, we just gave up, and we'd said, when we pull it down, put it for free. You got to come pick it up. Always would go. They'd be falling over backwards. Come and get it. If you put a price on it, and even if it's $5, they'll hunt you down for $2.
Yeah.
And then even that's too much. Nah,
it's an issue.
About it. So just give it away. It's gone.
Yeah.
Story. That's how we do it with it. The Dastardly Bastards.
What about them?
How did it come about?
How
did that become what it is?
Well, see, there it is. It's another thing that started for a reason, like a very strong impulse was. I formed that band for the Vasey Blues and Roots.
Was that the incarnation of?
Yeah, that's why I started that band.
Right.
Because I was thinking, okay, who's on there? We got Grant Walmsley's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
Edmonds.
Steve Edmonds on.
And I'm going, so, I didn't have a band specifically for that kind of thing, you know, like, I'm thinking it's just going to turn into, you know, like a gunslinger,
And
high noon thing, and I just went, I'm not going to be a part of that.
I think I played before you,
Right.
and I come off stage going, "Why did I do that?" Because Justin's on after
That
me.
was your idea. Well, hey, it was before or after.
Well, maybe I got it right. I think I did. I did.
And I didn't want to get caught into some, oh yeah, he was better than him, and oh, he's got better technique, and his tone, you know, like I just didn't want to get in it. I thought, how am I going to get around this? And I thought, well, 2 guitarists, that's really obvious. I know, 3 guitarists. We're going to have 3 guitars in this band, and that'll just take away any comparisons. That'll take us out of the race completely.
Yeah.
Then we are not involved in
go.
super nerds in the audience picking holes or making comparisons, you know. So I just went, no, I don't want to be a part of that. So I just went, who are we going to get? Obviously, you've got Marty Paget and Robbie Long in the rhythm section because together they're such a fabulous rhythm section in their lane. All rhythm sections have a lane as far as I'm concerned. And so, you know, you take Robbie Long and put him with Steve Mack and it's a different lane.
Yeah.
You put Steve Mack with Craig Foster and it's a different lane. In this lane, it's those 2 guys, and I'll take that to the grave. So we got those. So those 2 are obvious. Then I thought, well, Robbie Long, I really always want to play with Robbie because he's a bit of a freak show, and he could do anything
I
at
think
any
that's
time.
an understatement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I do. Yeah.
Not just in the bedroom either, Lenny.
Well, I haven't been there.
I mean, no, he's good. And then you've got, Jason Bone,
Yeah.
who I know is a fine guitar player and plays sax.
Yeah, that was good.
So I thought, we've got everything covered. I can sing, play a bit of guitar, and that's why that band formed. It was
You had some lap steel.
and Robbie plays lap slide.
Yeah, that was good.
So it's just, and when we need to, we can be 3 guitar players. And I think that was about 2013 or something.
It was
Yeah, so that band's been going for about 7 years.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had some sort of
And
inspiration.
it was your
for
fault.
that. It's my fault. It's, you know, we'd like to visit that again one day, but another story for another time.
Yeah.
What you released an EP.
With the Bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Los Bastardos.
Los Bastardos, yeah. I checked the spelling of that with Dave Javier.
I love that.
I did. I
That's
just
great.
went
Did I spell
Los
it right?
Bastardos because I wanted to
Bastardos.
Bastardos because
Right.
I wanted to. I remember when I was young, I saw an album that had a stereophonico written on the bottom of it, which I took to mean in stereo.
Yeah.
And I always wanted an album that had with a cover that had a stereophonico written on it. So I thought, well, if I'm going to have that, I need to have a title that brings in.
Yeah.
So then I just thought, Los Bastardos, you know.
That's gold.
And so that makes a stereophonico work. And
So yeah,
that's a stupid way to do it, but I did it that way.
you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, it's our album.
It's your.
No one can tell us what to do.
Is there a highlight from that? As far as songs go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a whole heap of info coming up, but
I think so.
what's the highlight?
I think Start Again is the highlight.
Start again.
That's the second song. It's my brother got sick, and I wrote it about hearing that he was sick, and I reckon that is as close to getting to what I was feeling as I've ever gotten. And you know, I mean, if you're any good at writing songs, then I think you should be able to take the most heavy inspiration that's ever visited you and turn it into a decent song.
Yeah, of course.
And I'd say it's Start Again. For me, I don't know what other people say, but that's not really my problem. But I would say, yeah, I think it's Start Again.
That sort of weighs into my next question. Are there any... It definitely weighs into the next question. Is there any reflections on the particular songs that carry more weight than others?
What do you mean?
Well, you've got... I like all your songs. And you're saying that song's, a highlight. And obviously carries a lot of weight. But is there something else along there that's sort of got a personal mindset or personal meaning that not other people would get?
Oh, they all do.
Yeah.
Like the first song, I'm Sorry, is about a falling out I had with a mate that I'd known for years, and it was to do with money. And I'm sorry about the way things turned out with you and me, and it works its way through the song, and it eventually says, if I let you down, that's more about you than me, and it's just sort of, it was just pushing that away and just going, yeah, I can't please this dude, so I'm gonna write a song about him and just let it go. Yeah,
they're some of the best ones, because that's what creative people, and that's a cliche, but
it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Where words fail, music speaks.
Yeah, hey man, nearly every song I've ever written was because I was unable to say something, because I was unable to, not unable, like I had the language to do it, but I was unable to do it.
Yeah,
for various reasons, No,
that was a good answer. I loved it. What about live-wise? Is there any personal songs that you really just know you enjoy playing it live, week in, week out, or every once in a blue moon you pull a tune out and you go, you know what, that is one of my personal favourite songs to play live?
Yeah. I think Remember. I put out an album in Jesus, like was that long ago, and Jesus Christ, 04. And it's got a song in it called Remember, which won an ABC Music Award and all this sort of business. And it's so simple, and it has so much movement and momentum in it that it just takes care of itself. You just begin it, and then it has like this inbuilt kind of impetus, It just keeps moving all by itself, and you just have to be there. And I've never been able to write a song that simple and easy that takes care of itself quite like that since. But that was at the height of my most prolific songwriting time. So there are a lot of songs I have that are like that, but that would be the most fun, even though we've played it the most, because it just takes care of itself.
Is there something...
It's like an automatic car,
Yeah.
It shifts gears itself.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to be there.
Yeah.
But, you don't have to do as much.
You can control it a little bit, but it goes. Flows.
Yeah.
What about a cover? Is there like a cover song that you just like to go, let's twist this song around and play it like that, or, I really love the song for what it is. I really like playing it. Is this something that gets you off all the time?
Oh yeah, there's probably hundreds of those.
Yeah.
I make very little distinction when the moment's right between one of mine and one of someone else's. Like I just don't. It's not a distinction I make. I just go, there's this song, or there's this song, or there's this song. And when I do gigs, say I might do some solo gig, I don't take a list. Pardon me, I'll just do a song. And it flows into the next one, it flows into the next one, and I'm just receptive to what the next song will be. Just keep going, or someone might suggest something and I'll just go no, or I'll go yes, or I don't really know it, but let's do it, work it out together, I'm just do it that way. And man, I got this cover original thing, I think it's boring. I think it's you just do what you feel like doing.
Yeah, but like this, like we spoke earlier, I've always wanted to play Smokey songs, and they've got great songs. I know to get off on it, and if you do it once, you go, let's do it again. It's a great song. Or
We're going to do it, aren't we? We're going to play. You know, you got to look a long way to find someone who likes Smokey.
Or, you know what? It'd be interesting to know if you've got
Who
any
plays.
comments. Who
Real players.
Well, look, the obvious thing is
Real players that like Smokey.
everyone's heard "Living Next Door to Alice." Right?
Do we have to do that one, though?
No, fuck no. But
You're allowed to say that.
I can. It's my time, our time, your time. No, well, what's after 7:30? Big Dog's gone to bed. I don't think I've gone past an episode where I haven't swore.
Oh, cool.
Apologies in advance for all the kids that are watching.
Well, I'm going to open up then.
But oh, Carol. I mean, I think that's another one. I mean, what was that character on the telly? Alf. Remember watching Alf?
Yeah.
Carol. I mean, that's always.
That's funny.
I don't know. You know,
funny.
they're the obvious ones. But you know, I've never gone to a gig and seen someone pull out Wild Wild Angels. I've never.
No, me either.
I played an acoustic there a couple of times. But just an awesome band.
Yeah, it is.
I'd love to do that, but doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Laid back in the arms of someone.
You mentioned that, yeah.
No, I
You
mentioned.
mentioned
I mentioned It's Your Life.
It's Your Life, laid back. What was the song they did with Susie Q?
Stumbling in.
Stumbling In.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
We could do that as a duet.
Perhaps. Who's got what part?
Our love is alive.
Stumbling. Righto. We've got a little bit of time left. Just a snippet of time. We've got a few questions to get through.
Snip.
What's the future hold for Ngariki? What's coming up? I know this is a really difficult question, and we know we've touched on there's some production in the works for some new material. So you've got recording process going on. Gigs, look, we just don't know what's going on. Festival-wise, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, who knows?
What does the future for Ngariki?
Well, all you can do at this point is just act like things are going to happen when you think they are. And keep planning for things.
Yeah. Let's just say it's normal. Let's just say, because I know the future, if we call it the current time, you're actually drumming for the Rose Tattoo, and you're in Europe. I think you're going to the States.
We were.
That probably would answer that question. And if that was still happening, what was going on in the States? Like, what were you doing? Where were you touring?
Well, we had a month in Europe booked, then a month in Australia, then a month in the States. We got through, I think, 3 weeks of Europe, and then we got sent home. Maybe 2.5 weeks. We still crammed in 10 gigs, and they were dynamite. And I appreciate every second I get to play in that band because it's that band, And
Pretty iconic, isn't it?
oh well, they were a cornerstone of my childhood as well. So every second playing in that band is extremely important to me. So to pack another 10 gigs in, I'm just like, well, this is amazing. I got to do that gig, then I got to do that gig, then I got to do that. And if it's the last one, I'm grateful. If this is the last one, I'm grateful. If this is the last one, I'm grateful. That's just how it felt, And it still feels that way, So yeah, so then we were coming back to do that Under the Southern Stars tour, live and Stone Temple Pilots and that. So that went.
We got tickets to that. We were going to fly up to the Brisbane show.
Right, yeah. Well, we were doing that tour, which was disappointing because I wanted to get close to Eric Kretz from Stone Temple Pilots, and it was a band in fact, Stone Temple Pilots might be my favourite band ever. They just are. And then we were going to the States for a month, which was a big thing. Tats hadn't been there since 82 or something. And first 3 gigs off the plane were 3 sold out shows at the Whiskey, Calm on, Tats, I was just ready to go, man. And it was going to be a triumphant return. So I don't know what's going to happen to all that stuff now, because everything's up in the air. But there's a few things I'm planning, like we're doing Loud Love 2, which is a concert for like depression awareness and.
So I was going to bring that up. The segue to that's the Stone Temple Pilots.
Yes, you are.
Give it a plug, because at this current point in time,
We're just
it's booked.
Yeah, it's booked. 10th of December 10. At the Cambridge Hotel in Newcastle. The first one was enormous. It was such a success, and there were some detractors actually, which surprised me. There's some people going, yeah, man, you're using the songs of these dead losers, and yeah, this.
I
and
wonder
that.
if they ever got the whole pitch, but did they get it?
I don't think they would be receptive to it if they did.
Yeah.
You're just not going to change some people's minds about that shit. I've got friends that are sure that it doesn't exist. Depression. I don't love them any less, but that's just their point of view. So, people like that can't stop you once you get the ball rolling on a thing like that. It was an enormous success. As far as what our expectations were, it went way beyond that. And we raised some money, and we sung for some people, and we used, the material of people who had suffered from depression and had really had died more or less by their own hand, either suicide directly or a slow death from drug abuse. And they all were from that 90s, that
grunge.
that sort of grungy era, and I think we've all been searching for a better word than that, but you know what I'm talking about. And, and this year we've incorporated material from Chester Bennington,
Linkin Park.
Yeah, and young Wesley Edgerton is going to come on board and sing some Linkin Park stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
He's going to smash it. And my son's going to join him on stage to do the rap sections, and
I heard the same.
And isn't this just a wonderful meeting?
It's a big network of awesome humans.
And so we're doing that. We're doing, there's plans for the tats that are tentatively in place, but no one knows what's going to happen. So everything is tentative.
If we're still on the go,
I'd
strongly encourage people to get tickets and go to that gig. Loud Love 2 December 10, Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Being looked after by the boys at Big Apache. Another big thumbs up to Marcus and the lads.
We're working in conjunction with Lifeline as last time, and also I can't remember actually. It's just something that we decided on recently, but it's an organisation that helps take care of musicians, and we're just doing something.
Yeah.
Doing something.
And the creative types we always do.
Yeah. There's no reason not to, and if you get a good idea that you think will work, just go for it. That's how all these weird one-off things that I do happen. I just go, yeah, that'll happen. That could work.
And many more to come.
Many more to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've got another question, Ian. Another question from Leanne Standard.
How are you?
If you, Leanne asks, if you could record with one person that you haven't, who would it be? I think that was the question. Okay, I'll rephrase it.
Oh, you got it.
Say that if you...
if you could...
Very professional.
If you could
gig with one person that you haven't. Is that right? If you could record with one person that you could not gig with, who would it be?
This seems unnecessarily complicated.
But Leanne's thrown it out.
Okay, so no, but I'm with you. No, it's not unnecessarily complicated. It's just
Got you off guard.
It's got a lot of layers that I need to unpack very quickly. If I could record with someone that I couldn't gig with,
That you haven't gigged with.
that I haven't gigged with.
That's a great studio here, mate.
If I could record with someone that I haven't gigged with, that is interesting.
A question for another day.
I think it's a question for the ages. No, it's not. Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
What an interesting response. That's extremely interesting.
It's the first thing I thought of. I was watching America's Got Talent last night. And, I can't possibly sort that out in the time that's left.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I don't.
Interesting question. Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question, and I don't really have lists like that. I don't really have.
You're not prepared for that.
I wish I could record with that person. I wish I could record with that person. I wish I could play with that person. Like I don't really have those wish lists and stuff.
And it's sort of like 6 degrees of separation. The closer you get, the possibility of it occurring grows.
Yeah. I mean, that's
never know.
how I ended up playing with Rose Tattoo. It's these guys, that thing, that band, this happened, and then can you come to Adelaide? You know, I'm like, yes, yes, I can. This is what it's, and that was that was the next thing that just sort of came along, you know, and whether it's a significant thing like Rose Tattoo or it's a small thing, you know, you just gotta decide if it's interesting or not, or and but you know, a thing like the tats. The thing about the tats too is, at my age, right, not being in the inner circles, it was unlikely I was ever going to get a chance to play on a sort of in a top flight band like that, because you're either in or you're out.
Yeah.
And if you and they kind of tend to choose from same pool of players, same as we do. It's just a different scene. So that I was able to kind of shuffle across into that, even just enough to be noticed and for them to decide that I was good enough at that style. Because, you know, I'm not getting called for a lot of jazz gigs, let's put it that way. You know, it's a
I would never.
You know what I mean? In the way I play drums just happens to suit what they're looking for. That's what it's really about.
Yeah, awesome.
So it just all worked out good. That's all. And you know, there's a lot of luck in that, and there's a bit of being in the right place at the right time, and there's a bit of being prepared when the moment comes,
and a bit of professionalism. I mean,
yeah,
you got to put it down to that. I mean,
if you're a total dickhead, you wouldn't get the gig.
You have got chops, mate.
Yeah. If you're a total dickhead, you can be a little bit of a dickhead. But
I think everyone's got a bit of dickhead in it.
I hope so.
You got more there, Wes? Yeah, couple more. We got a question from Rob Hicks. Thanks for tuning in, Rob.
Hello, Rob Hicks.
Yeah, I remember that. What was the funniest thing? Just rephrase it. What was the funniest thing? What was the funniest memory with the tats besides being in lockdown with Di when you got home?
Probably sort of talking our way across the Danish border, because it was closed when we got there. We were screaming across Europe trying to get to Dusseldorf airport, and the borders had closed in front of us. Like that's how it was all the way back. So we get there and we were stopped, and then the Danish police got on. Very handsome people, the Danes.
Oh.
I mean, if you've ever seen Vikings, for instance.
I've got
a
distant relation.
I was going to say, mate, clearly you have a bit of Danish in you, Lenny, and
European blood, I'm Italian.
Yeah. You got any Viking in you?
Potentially.
Do you want some?
No. No, mate, no, I don't.
And just dealing with that whole thing, that like they had to board the bus, look at our passports, and the looks on their faces, and the Angry's upstairs, you know, and he's looking for his passport, and and we don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of the thing where you're in a nervous spot. It could go any way, and you don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of funny. It's funny of the wrong reason or something, you know. And you're in. If this goes bad, what happens next? You know, am I stuck in Sweden? What do I do? It took me a day just to fly here. How could I possibly make it home if everything gets shut down? Like, there's a lot of worry in it. But I reckon get boarded by the Danish cops and look, it's not a great story. You had to be there. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Good question. Awesome. And we got one more. Colin Wright.
Colin.
Mr. Wright. That was a good drop I drank the other night. Cole is a connoisseur of beers, or he likes his beers.
Is he?
And I said, what was that beer you posted up on social media the other day? And it was an IPA. And look, I still can't remember the name. Started with S. And I went not to Bunnings. I went to Dr. Dan's. It was $8 for a 500ml bottle, and it was brutal. 6.1%.
I've never had an IPA I liked. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I liked it. It reminded me of, you know, we sort of grew up drinking Tooheys Draft, and then you have your first stout. It was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah. Or your first.
I've been into me pale ales.
Your first Pilsner.
Yeah. Oh no, my dad used to drink
that was
Rash's Pilsner.
Yeah, Rash's. Yeah,
that was terrible.
I like Rash's.
I wasn't a fan. We got another question.
Did Colin have a question?
Colin's got a question.
Oh.
When can we record you at RMI in the TAFE studio? Have you been into the studio there?
Yeah.
It's a monster of a place, isn't it?
It's
multi-million-dollar setup.
If I was less confident sort of a person, that would be intimidating.
Yeah, I work there, and
it's heavy.
I just look.
Yeah.
I look at that stuff. I'm too scared to touch the buttons.
Okay, I'm ready. Turn it on.
Yeah.
But it's
when can we get in there?
It's heavy, man. It's a heavy place.
It's actually fun. We smashed out we got a thing happening in the background, a bit of a song to all the teachers, and it was a fun little project.
You know what?
It's going to be a cool song.
Last time I was there, I was walking through the rooms, and there was a kid there, right? There was a kid there mixing one of my songs.
Yeah.
That I had recorded at the uni with another dude, and
purely for educational purposes.
Yeah,
you're aware of that.
And this young dude had the multi-track of a song that I'd done, just playing with it, and and that's the first time I'd heard it since I recorded it years before.
Yeah.
Does it all go to a pool somewhere, and then you can just go, oh yeah, I might mix that today? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it depends on the caliber. And other students.
He was clearly a beginner.
And so you don't want to hear that again.
That's why he was allowed access to that folder.
Yeah.
Man, anytime, always. I'm up for adventures.
You know what I'd like to do?
I'm quite ready for an adventure.
As part of that educational curriculum thing, I'd actually, and I reckon we can make it happen. We'd like to get you in there as a guest speaker and talk about the creative industries and what it takes. And we've had Michael Dolce in there recently, who's a guitarist on The Voice, and it went off a treat. I mean, I reckon from a different angle, I think we'll get you in there, because it'd be good to pass on and mentor the young'uns, because there's a lot of guys that are good, and a lot of them are green and scared and anxieties, and a lot of the emotional stuff that we talked about, they're just dealing with it at this level.
Right.
So I reckon
I never think about that.
There's no definite answer to your question, Cole.
Oh.
And as educated as you want to be with
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Can we do that? Can we do Wednesday? That'd be good. We've got to go.
Do we?
We've got to go.
Oh, okay.
I need another beer. No. We got a question. So it's either going to end here or just beyond here. But we do have a question from Caleb, and it was seconded by Leanne, wanting to know.
Caleb who?
Caleb. Oh, I thought you said Caleb. Right, Kayla.
Kayla.
Yeah, this whole earpiece thing proves that I'm not very professional. nor do I aim to be, but it's as uncomfortable it is. I'm apparently going deaf.
Hey?
Exactly. Do you want to play us a tune, or do you want to send us off with a clip?
I'm not. No, I didn't. I'm not really prepared to sing a
You're
song.
not prepared to sing tonight?
No. But
All right. What we might do then, in that case, is we are organised here. We're getting better at our little weekly stream.
Sorry, no, I'm just not in the.
Not in the zone.
No.
Not today. But I will say, to those that have tuned in, really, really appreciate it. Bellados Music's been going on in the background a little bit. We've just recently rebuilt the studio for particular reasons. The young bloke's an extremely talented young fellow, mixing live sound at the Wicco, doing his Jeff Buckley thing, and he's extremely talented in mixing. So we put the studio together as a creative industry mentoring program. So you can come in here and write songs. You can come in here and use session musicians. We can turn your songs to life if you've got something you need built, or you just actually got a band, or you want to do a singer-songwriter thing. Get in contact with us. Send us an email. Send us a private message through the Facebook, social media. Log on to the website. Let's get you in here and do some stuff, and Wes will be able to produce some good stuff for you.
I've done a few things with Wes, man. He's awesome, and you know why? He knows his shit.
He's good at what he does.
That's the thing. He actually knows his shit.
He's done the hard yards. And his education is through doing and reading, and he's doing a great job. So we do have a legit business here. I do music business and all that sort of stuff as well. So get in touch with us. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't liked the page, give us a like. You don't have to, but whatever.
I saw him colouring in a butterfly in Windows Paint. Like, that's how advanced his technical skills are.
I haven't seen that, so I've just been educating myself.
Yeah.
But look, no song tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to Justin and our little creative industry chat this evening. What an awesome human being this man is.
Thanks, mate.
Multi-talented guy. We're going to send you out with a clip from the Dastardly Bastards. We are back on next week. See you next week, 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Bye. That's alright.
That was fun. That was fun.
Your tongue says sharp as a razor.